Hello and welcome to The Big Fight. On an evening when I certainly hope the program is not going to become a big fight. This is a week that I think India has really displayed a lot of maturity. Political parties, religious formations cutting across the divide of any sort have all come together and said, let's accept the verdict, let's hear the verdict, and then let's accept it in peace. It was potentially a divisive verdict. India heard the verdict. India reacted with complete calm, with complete equanimity, and has very calmly said, not everyone likes the verdict, but they've said, we will react to this, we will take it forward in an air or an aura of complete calm. And I think that is something that we have to all start off by lauding. I think this week India did show a certain amount of maturity. But where do we go from here? There is, of course, a possibility that this verdict will now land itself in the Supreme Court, and therefore there will be another prolonged litigation or not so prolonged litigation. But then there's also a possibility that we may end up having some efforts to try and get a negotiated compromise solution before the matter actually ends up at the Supreme Court. Is that at all possible? That's what we're going to try and find out right now. I'd like to welcome all the guests with us on the program right now. I'd like to start off by welcoming on the program Mr. Ram Madhav, spokesperson for the RSS. Thank you, sir, for being with us. Also with us, Zafri Abjilani, the person who's been the advocate representing the Sunni Waqf Board, one of the people who says he is now going to be going to the Supreme Court. He will be appealing to the Supreme Court. Abhishek Singhvi also is joining us on satellite. Manu, thanks for being with us. Here in the studio, Tariq Bukhari, Secretary of the Muslim Majlis-e-Amal. Thanks for being with us. Chandan Mitra, here as well to represent what the BJP is making of all this. Zoya Hassan, certainly one of the country's best known and most respected historians. Wonderful to have you with us. Mukul Rohatgi, who made a valiant effort to try and defer the verdict. And Mukul, actually, I should probably start off this show with you. When you were saying that the verdict should be deferred, it's because you were scared, as I think many of us were, that whatever the verdict is, there will be tension, there will be rioting, the people of the country will turn on each other, as they have done in the past. You must be pleasantly surprised with the way the verdict has been received.
No, while this was one thought in our minds, that there may be tensions, etc., in the aftermath what happened in 1992. But one more reason which impelled us to move the Supreme Court was that if before the verdict, parties are called together, say under the aegis of the court or under the aegis of the central government, and asked to sit across a table, then maybe some kind of a solution, a negotiated solution could have been found then. And the idea was that instead of waiting for a verdict, if it goes fully in favor of one party or fully in favor of another party, chances of a negotiated settlement thereafter will become dim.
So Mukul, it's now a bit of it's not quite a split verdict, but it is at the same time.
But a couple of days back, one didn't know what the verdict would be. This is a pragmatic, if I may use that phrase, or a practical kind of a solution, taking into account not only the past, the evidence, but also subsequent events between 92 and today. And it's that kind of a verdict which includes history, includes the social situations, etc., etc.
So there is still a possibility for
I'm sure there is a possibility, and if the matter goes to the Supreme Court, maybe the Supreme Court can ask, maybe the central government can be asked by the Supreme Court to take a proactive stand, call everybody, sit across the table and file a solution rather than, going on and on and on for any number of years.
Okay, first of all, Ram Madhav, we've been hearing your reaction to the verdict. Any opening comments you'd want to make on where we stand right now and whether this is ending up in the Supreme Court or whether we should still be looking at a negotiated settlement?
See, firstly, this verdict has, the faith and belief of crores of people of our country. Their faith has been vindicated. The verdict has reaffirmed and acknowledged the faith of crores of Indians that the particular place in dispute is indeed the birthplace of Lord Ram, and there existed a temple, and the temple that exists today, albeit in a makeshift condition, should continue to be available to Hindus. To that extent, we feel that the judgment is really good.